draft parliamentary report into state captured Eskom has reportedly implicated Home Affairs Minister Malusi Gigaba and the former Public Enterprises Minister Lynne Brown.
According to Business Day, the draft report has found Gigaba and Brown are among those suspected of being captured and who should be criminally investigated.
The newspaper says the report also labels senior staff at consultancy firm McKinsey and auditing firm KPMG as private sector mercenaries who should face inquiries.
The leaked draft document reportedly lists 44 people and 25 companies which a parliamentary committee suspects of being captured.
Now, Business Day says it's seen a copy of this report, which has not yet been finalized.
Now, those implicated have told the paper that they can't comment as they haven't seen the report.
Earlier this year, President Cyril Ramaphosa appointed a new board at Eskom.
Well, Malusi Gigaba has told ENCA the report has been leaked without him being given a chance to clear his name.
I have voluntarily and happily cooperated with 2 inquiries already. And of course, unfortunately, I've only learned this afternoon that one of the inquiries has very conveniently leaked their report to the media without giving me the first opportunity to have sight of the report and an opportunity to respond to the preliminary findings. But all of this is being done deliberately to perpetuate a narrative which is not backed up by facts. So you continue to perpetuate this narrative to paint this person with a brush of wrongdoing and misdeeds, and you don't, on the one hand, by the time this person responds to the allegations, they've already been splashed out there in the media without this person having first opportunity to say, oh, but on this issue, things were like this or things are like this. A report was presented by the South African Council of Churches, by OUTA, which claimed that I opened the floodgates to Guptas to enter the country. That report presented by priests, men of high moral standards, without giving me the first opportunity to say, no, actually, where do you base this from?
Well, Gigaba says he's here to stay. In that one-on-one interview with ENCA, Gigaba said he will not be removed from the public space.
And he's warned those who he claims are trying to get rid of him that he will remain an active member of the governing party.
Well, his comments come amid mounting calls for him to resign after he was found to have lied under oath.
For anybody who wishes to remove me from the public space, they must think again. I'm not going to be removed from the public space.
But why would they want to remove you from the public space?
Holding a public office in itself, it does not complete my existence in the public space, and therefore, you know, even whatever my fate may be, insofar as public offices are concerned, for now, one thing for sure that is not going to happen is I am not going to step out of the public space.
Minister,
I am going to remain a member of the ANC. I'm going to remain in politics. And for those who are headed towards the future, they are going to meet with me there. Or put differently, I am going to meet with them in that future.
Well, Gigaba insists that he's the victim of a political smear campaign.
But he has not named those behind it. He also spoke about his support for the former President Jacob Zuma, saying he should be treated fairly.
I feel an avalanche. I feel an avalanche of pressure, all of which seems political, and a common narrative is being built up that seeks to paint me as a person who is not fit to hold public office without, one, giving me a fair opportunity to state my case, without listening to my side of the version of the stories, but a haste to get rid of me.
By who?
As if there is a fear that my continued existence in the public space is a threat to somebody. Well, perhaps in the near future that will come out. But I am heartened and glad that the younger generation of the ANC, to which I belong, is steadily and gradually coming up to say, we will defend our former president because we believe that if he has done any wrong, that wrong must be dealt with fairly, but he must not be dealt with unfairly for political reasons in order to eliminate him from the picture.
Well, Gigaba says he won't resign unless the president asks him to do so.
The public protector has recommended that the president take action against him.
This relates to the Fireblade Aviation's VIP terminal at OR Tambo International Airport.
I didn't deploy myself as minister.
So will you be resigning?
No. I did not deploy myself as minister. I was deployed by the African National Congress. And so it's not for me to say, oh, Mr. President, there are all these allegations. The DA has gone to court asking for me, questioning my fitness to hold public office. There have been these developments. On the basis of this, I think a few media articles have been written calling for my resignation. Therefore, on the basis of this, I'm stepping down. I'm not going to do that, because if I did so, before I state my own side of the story, I table my version. In all of these processes, I have not been given an opportunity to state my side of the story, to present oral evidence, to provide proof as to my allegation that I did not give approval. So I'm not going to resign, but I will obviously be guided by my organization, the African National Congress, and by the president. Remember, I also serve at the pleasure of the president.
Meanwhile, the ANC says its National Executive Committee has not discussed Gigaba's future.
The NEC held a special meeting in Irene in Tshwane at the weekend.
This was a special National Executive Committee. We did not have an item called Malusi Gigaba on the agenda. We're dealing with three specific issues which are organizational. We're dealing with unity and renewal of the organization following a retreat that the officials had held earlier last month. Last month, of course, we're also dealing with the issues that have got to do with the issue that is in the public domain on the VBS and the recommendations of the Integrity Commission. But also, we're also dealing with reading our own machinery going into the 2019 general elections.